They appeared one day like ghouls in tailored suits. Blackstone leading the pack, cash burning holes, scooping neighborhoods whole, block by block, turning picket fences into profit scrolls. Families bidding tears against their billions, dreams deferred while rents climb the walls, homes hoarded like chips in house-rigged poker, leaving us scraping for crumbs in the halls. Oh, the asset managers finally get fucked in the ass. No more buying our houses, no more stealing the grass. Wall Street's feast is over, the banquet's crashed. Fucked in the ass, fucked at last. I hate Blackstone. Endless wealth given by progressive institutes, transactions signed in blood. Hypocrisy's golden child. They claim to care about the poor and homeless, but it was fraud all along, and the crimes are being filed. Our sweetest president has once again proven true. His heart is pure, protecting those the Democrats used. May his name go down in history as the most noble. No longer must we, the people, be abused. Oh, the asset managers finally get fucked in the ass. No more buying our houses, no more stealing the grass. Wall Street's feast is over, the banquet's crashed. Fucked in the ass, fucked at last. I hate Blackstone. I really fucking hate Blackstone. Oh, the asset managers finally get fucked in the ass. No more buying our houses, no more stealing the grass. Wall Street is over, the banquet's crashed. Fucked in the ass, fucked at last. I hate Blackstone.
Let it be known that on this glorious day, our dearest leader, President Donald J. Trump, has just done what Democrats have been campaigning on for a decade or more. Let it be known that upon this glorious day indeed, that history has been made, and I am a very happy Fujo. Let us read together the words of our darling president to start this beautiful stream. For a long time now, buying and owning a home was considered the pinnacle of the American dream. It was the reward for working hard and doing the right thing. But now, because of the record high inflation caused by Joe Biden and the Democrats in Congress, that the American dream is increasingly out of reach for far too many people, especially younger Americans. It is for that reason and much more that I am immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying more single-family homes, and I will be calling on Congress to codify it. People live in homes, not corporations. That's my motherfucking president, bitch! Holy shit! That is my motherfucking president. How is everybody doing this glorious Wednesday afternoon? It is only the 7th day into 2026, and we are experiencing winning like never before. If you were tired of winning before, my God, the fatigue you must feel now, because 7 days in, and we get this historic commentary. I can't wait for the left to spin this. And guess what? They already are. If you go into the comments, they'll say, but it's the mom and pop single owners. That's the problem. Shut up, bitch! Know your fucking role and shut your filthy concubine ass up. I swear to God, you OnlyFans freaks need to stop speaking on political issues because you're fucking brain damaged. Oh my God, I am so happy. You can't get tired of winning, bro. I have never felt patriotic in my life. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. This year, in the last 3 days, is the most patriotic I've felt in my entire life. And that's not a small number anymore. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Chat should be excited. Everyone should be motivated. We won't see the benefits of this for a little while, but that's okay because it's progress. It's progress, and I am here for it. Let's see what CNN has to say about it. Excuse me. Also, hello. Hello to YouTube. Hello to Kick. Hello to all of you wonderful human beings. Hello. Thank you so much, Darth Cactus, for kicking things off with a tipperoonie. Hail the blessed God Emperor Trump. He truly is the God Emperor. Oh, God! It's caribou time, baby. We'll get there in a second. Son, thank you so much for the tippy. Hopefully he can get it past a paid off Congress. I have a feeling that he will. I have a feeling that Congress would be very stupid to defy this. But I would love to see them try, if only for the popcorn. Thank you so much, Oculus, for the tipperoonie. Good afternoon, Madam Savvy. Paying up the femboy tea tax. Please use half of this super chat for your tall German husband's booze fund. God damn, he's actually very happy. So he's caught on now that you are funding specifically his booze. And he's like, ooh, we're going to let this build up a little bit. And then we're going to go buy more bottles of the expensive shit. Oh, shit. Speaking of which, I was supposed to take a picture of the two things. I'll do that after stream today. My God, I hope everybody, though, is doing fantastic. The intro song also was a brand new creation that I made about an hour ago. The only reason why I didn't go live as soon as the news dropped was simply because I was working on that masterpiece. It came to me so quickly. I saw some people saying, this needs to be metal. Unfortunately, I have proclivities towards chanting hymnal music, calmer things with intense bass, maybe a little bit of Viking inspiration there, because that's just what I've been listening to a lot of lately. On top of that, I also do prefer, like, you know, kind of like weeb sounding things that are a little happy, but actually like have really sad lyrics. But yeah, anyway, so maybe I could be convinced if you guys actually really like it, I can clean it up a little bit more and then actually turn it into a metal version as well. There's nothing wrong with that. But it was fun. So that's going to be our new intro for a little while. I happen to be very excited about all of this. So Black Rock lost like 10% of value because of this. Well, what's interesting about that is BlackRock actually does not do heavy investing into real estate the exact same way that Blackstone does. Blackstone is far more predatory and far more a problem. Now, obviously, this only protects America, but Blackstone is doing this internationally as well, and I hope that Japan is inspired to pass a similar law. As our greatest ally, I look to also protecting them from our predatory companies who only seek to control the world, not actually provide a service or anything of value. None of these institutes are buying up homes because they're genuinely interested in real estate and making it a fun experience for the whole family. No, these institutes do this so that way they can own you, because they already own your investments in your 401k through the companies that they asset manage for. But now they want to invest in everything else. And I'm sorry, but no. No, they are all committing mass fucking fraud. They're all committing market manipulation. And as much as I want a free market to remain as free as possible, when you are a criminal who gets to legally run the world, you have to use some fancy regulation to be able to whip them into position. So that's just where I stand on that, because some people are saying, well, this is against the free. Shut up! Shut the fuck up. Do not defend the asset managers. The free market is no longer free when you have BlackRock injecting fucking DEI under the guise of ESG, and they're currently being sued by 12 plus AGs for factually manipulating markets. Okay? Energy companies got raped by BlackRock to match their ESG scores for clean energy. You know what that did? Artificially inflated energy prices for the consumer, because while there were more than enough resources to maintain cheap energy costs, BlackRock didn't like that because they wanted to move towards clean energy because they were heavily invested in ding, 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 clean energy. And I'm saying that specifically with an ooh-woo voice because they're not actually invested in clean energy. They don't give a fuck about that. They want to control markets and they want to make your life hell. If they raise energy prices, more people go into renting. Yeah, that's right. I saw through their bullshit long ago. So, I don't give a fuck what anybody's saying. I don't care if somebody's going to be like, Sophie, this is a shut up. I don't care. I'm so excited over this. Holy shit. I have not been, I thought I couldn't be any more excited than the other day, but I am twice as excited now. And whoo-wee. Thank you so much for the tippy. Yeah. He should also make it so institutions like BlackRock can't buy out the entire farm and all its acres of land. I agree. That's next. Although I think that this sort of also kind of might cover it, but we'll find out. We'll find out. NTR Uncle. It's our favorite uncle. Hello. Thank you for the tippy. I want a fair market, not a free one. Beardo fat. True. A fair market is everybody gets a shot. We don't have that. That's true. We don't have that when the billionaires are fucking around the way that they are. Clean energy is not clean. True. God, I'm so excited. What did you come into? You came into freedom! Freedom and patrioticness? I don't know. We're making up words now. This is great. It's freedom, baby. It's freedom. So, let's read what CNN has to say about it. New York. President Donald Trump said Wednesday, I'm not going to read it in a New York accent, that he intends to ban large institutional investors from buying additional single-family homes. And then he says this: large institutional investors such as Blackstone, fuck you! JP Morgan Chase and other banks and investment firms have increasingly snapped up family homes in recent years, eyeing rising returns on home prices. These investors often buy and rent out homes, and their presence grew after a foreclosure wave during the Great Recession in 2008, particularly in the Sun Belt states. Shares of Blackstone fell by as much as 9% on Wednesday. Oh, Daddy, let's pump those rookie numbers up, but fuck. Blackstone chart. Fuck you! I hate you so much, Blackstone, which, by the way, Blackstone, just to remind everybody, invested $2 billion into an e-reader manga platform in Japan because they're not interested in that. They're interested in controlling fiction, and I fucking hate them! Oh, God! I'm so news. Trump said he plans to outline additional housing and affordability proposals in the coming week, noting, "I will discuss this topic, including further housing and affordability proposals and more, at my speech in Davos in 2 weeks." Trump is scheduled to deliver an address at the World Economic Forum. Please fucking molest them with your words. Oh my God, this will be the funniest shit in the world. I'm so excited. And then Savvy was banned. Yeah, maybe. It's possible. Oh man, her husband won't have to do so much work today, I guess. Oh God, the man is already begging me. He's saying, no, babe, please stop. We've already done it 7 times. We can't keep listening to this, to the audio reading of AI Trump reading off his Truth Social posts. It's like, no, honey, whip crack. We go again. I'll hook an IV up to him. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, man. But yeah. So this is some good shit. This is some great shit. I hope everybody's excited about this. I'm excited about this. You should be excited about this. Grandma should be excited about this. Tell your friends, hey, if you're checking out at groceries and they do the customary, how's your day going? You tell them, great, Blackstone's getting fucked in the ass. And then they'll just look at you and be like, who the fuck is Blackstone? But it won't matter because you know. You know, and one day they'll know, and one day that cashier will be able to buy a single family home because our fucking dear leader, man, he stepped up and he did what nobody else could do. Oh, it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. I'm just genuinely so happy. I'm so very happy, and I wish that there was more that I could say on this, more information, but it will come soon. I just really wanted to get it out of the way. This is everything. And if this is genuinely the way that the year is starting off, oh my God. Yeah. Darth Cactus, thank you so much for the tippy. If he pulls this off, he can have his battleship. Bro has earned it. Genuinely, he can have his battleship. He can have 7 institutes. There should be like a picture of Trump in every single home at this point. Being like, you know what? Trump made these walls possible. They did. I love it. I love it so much. Oh, what is chat saying? You're talking about 2 things. We can talk about whether green energy is a scam, but first tell me how DEI enforces that. Oh, my sweet summer child. Oh, my sweet summer child. DEI is disgusting. And it is the reason why puppets get installed into companies where they don't belong and pushes are made for doin energy and changing light bulbs to a specific type because that's ESG, baby. How do we know this? Because I've talked about it before with other companies. In fact, if we look at the company that owns or previously owned Pokemon Go. Actually, no, there was another one. It wasn't Pokemon Go, was it? It was one of the ancillary studios that Pokemon works with. No, it was actually Niantic. I take it back. Sorry, I'm running through too many names in my head. There it is. Yeah, I see the website in my mind. Sorry. So Niantic has a section on their website that talks about the green energy shit, which contributes to their ESG score. And this is, I kid you not, what they said. They said that they switched their light bulbs over and they control the thermostat in the building. Guess what that means? That means their ESG score went up. Guess who comes up with shit like that? DEI hires. Guess how it's all connected. I tell you what, baby, it's connected through that corruption pushed by these asset managers who are also buying up homes and making it impossible for you to own a home. Now, the reason why I am so greatly passionate about this is because during the pandemic, obviously homes were going. We could have sold our home for an insane profit. My husband was like, there's no way this place is worth this much. But every place that we looked at after also followed with the increase of price. But here's the kicker. We found the most perfect fucking property. It had a pond on it. It was the exact acreage I said would be beautiful for a family. And we could build not 1, but 2 houses on that land. A lot of people were going onto it. Now, the main house would have had to be demolished. This was basically a foreclosure. And so I asked the agent who was there during that day, what's the likelihood of a family actually getting this? And she said, if you're not representing a corporation, basically, you should go. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Turns out the asking price for that was exceeded by $400,000 And that's it, by the way. That's it. And that only happened because there was a bidding war between companies. Yeah, fuck them. This beautiful land that should have gone to a family. If it wasn't us, it should have been another one. But it didn't go to a family. And that was the first time I got truly pissed off about the housing market. Because for the first time in my life, I came across this problem. It actually impacted me, and then I didn't realize how bad it was. Since then, I have been on an absolute fucking warpath with these fuckers. But I never had a platform enough for it to matter for me to talk about. Because it's like, who the fuck, who are you and why are you bitching about these things? There's really not much I can do about it. But thanks to Blackstone suddenly taking interest in anime, talking about them became relevant. So now I can use that to get other people educated on Blackstone because everybody just focuses on BlackRock. People don't know that they were the same company at one point. It's BlackRock that actually split away, and Larry Fink admires the guy who runs Blackstone. Blackstone is actually owned by a forever Republican. Now, he was on Trump's trusted advisory board thing for a little while in 2016, but I have a feeling he doesn't really like him too much anymore. And so, for that very reason alone, I'm very excited about all of this, too. Only $400,000 above asking price. That's totally normal and affordable for Gen Z. For anybody looking to start a family, yes. Oh, man. Savvy, check out Brookfield Management. They're good at this. And the green energy, too. Yes, there's tons of them. There's tons and tons and tons of them. And unfortunately, I do not have the willpower to go through every single one to talk about them. But I hope other people do. I hope other people bring them up. I believe Blackstone and BlackRock are two of the most focused ones for me to stay on. Because if I start trying to go after all these other ones, oh boy. But I promise you, if you go looking into this, you will find connections to a specific senator because I've already found them. And unfortunately, it's difficult to talk about without, topical things, although this actually might be a good time. So Senator Mark Warner from Virginia, he sits on the Housing and Finance Committee. You can see where this is going already. It actually might be a great day to remind people of that. So a lot of the corruption and shit is definitely coming from Senator Mark Warner, who made most of his money before he came in Congress by guessing that communication companies would be a good investment. So he invested early into cell phones and networks and shit like that. And so he made a shit ton of money through that. But he is, I think, either the wealthiest or the second wealthiest senator, congressman, whatever the fuck. Anyway, either way. So he's a piece of shit. He also sides with the ADL. He also came out and said, I support the ADL when... Why am I giving him a southern accent? I support the ADL and Steam needs to censor its platform because frog bad, according to ADL, which less than a singular % of individuals use on Steam as a meme, right? So Mark Warner's a fucking retard. He's also, guess what, part of the Twitter files. He was for censorship of Twitter. He was for censorship of Meta. He's part of the reason why, with his strong connections to communication companies, why censorship happened in 2019 and 2020. So it's a crazy connection, worth talking about for sure. Need to actually bring it up again. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, Madam Savvy, if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson ran for president, would you support him? I would need to hear his policies, and I would need to drag him through the ringer about things he previously said. I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had a coming to Jesus moment. He is no longer staunchly left-leaning. And ever since he even just hinted at that a little bit, they tried to smear the fuck out of him. And since then, I think he's been very quiet on politics. So he needs to not be a coward. Do you support Denmark's leader? I don't know. What did Denmark's leader say and why do I care? What did let me look up. Let's Google Denmark's leader. Let's see what have they said lately. Denmark's leader is Met something. Oh God, okay, so let's just look up Denmark and let's see what comment he's made recently. Oh, she. I feel really embarrassed right now. Anyway. Let's see here. Let's see. U.S. attack to seize Greenland would end NATO. Why did that get said? NATO is done if Trump invades. Okay, so I guess I support them, but only because they said that NATO would and would be ended if we got Greenland. So it's like, oh, why did you say that? I support you for this. Thank you. You've now encouraged me to start looking at Greenland and why Greenland's so fucking important. Like, the fuck? President The Rock? No, it would be President Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You would have to use the entire title the entire time. Oh my God. Led her party in 2019, which resulted in the block of left-wing and center-left policies. Social Democrats, social liberals, socialists. Okay, so this person sounds like a retard then? Unless you guys have the flipped words where it's actually the left is your version of the right, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Danish PM says U.S. attack. What? It's not an attack, you fucking retards. We're just gonna buy it. Shut up. Oh, man. Why do a lot of these people keep offering things I want? I don't know. I'll take President Brock Lesnar. Suplex City, baby. Hell yeah. Oh, man. Greenland is the first if missiles start flying. Most likely first to invade and first for the Golden Dome to fire back. Interesting. Yeah, I would just have to look into all of that and why. I mean, parts of that kind of like it makes sense. Okay, yeah, like I can see why, but also like why specifically, if that makes any sense. Oh man, fucking goddamn, so good, so good. I want a certain chancellor as president. Oh, I don't know what that means. But yes, we also have some other things to talk about that I wanted to talk about on Monday, but didn't really get a chance to because we got derailed with the Dustborn thing, which is very funny. I have not gotten an email back, but I did actually email that company and I was like, could you scan my videos? Like, can you scan two of the Dustborn playthroughs, basically, that you copy claimed? Could you scan those? And then tell me what other music is being used, because your software appears to pick up on things that are exceptionally soft that I couldn't even hear in the playback. So we'll see what happens, but I'm very interested. I hope that they get back to me and take that seriously, but they probably won't. They probably won't. So is 2026 going to be about freedom? Because so far so good. I think it's the year that shit finally gets done. I think shit finally gets done this year, and that's what's important. But we're going to talk about France for a minute. I know. You're like, Savvy, why do you want to talk about a third world shithole with a bunch of fucking street shitting scammers? But there's a reason for it, and if you'll just stay with me, I'll show you once again the circle of why you should care, because it does circle back to banning games on Steam. Yes. So, Le Monde. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce that. I'm not French at all. So I'm going to butcher every French word, and I'm going to do it with pride and with all of me, right? I'm going to do it, and it's going to be fun. The initiative is backed by President Emmanuel Macron, who said earlier this month that the parliament should start debating such a proposal in January. France will make a fresh attempt to protect children from excessive screen time, proposing a ban on social media access for children under 15 by next September. Weird how it's always September. According to a draft law seen by AFP, the initiative is backed by President Emmanuel Macron, who said earlier this month that Parliament should start debating such a proposal in January. Australia this month imposed a social media ban on under 16s in a world first. Many studies and reports now confirm the various risks caused by excessive use of digital screens by adolescents. The French draft said children with unfettered online access were exposed to inappropriate content and could suffer from cyber harassment or experience changes to their sleep patterns, the government said. Yeah, you know what's funny about that? It's actually really easy for a parent to keep their kid off the internet. They just have to care a little bit. Also, kind of some cultural stuff needs to change. It needs to be easier to have a single family income. But, again, that is a utopia for another time. Now, the reason why all this blah, blah, blah is super important is because they actually mention it. Australia. Why did Australia come up? Well, I'll tell you why. And it has to do with a lady called Julie Inman Grant. Now, this is Julie Inman Grant's World Economic Forum page. There's some words here, and we're going to read these words, and then you're going to pick up on some words that are said, and then we're going to dive into those words that will be said, and we'll further explain why this is fucking batshit insane. As a quick refresher, Julie Inman Grant is an American woman who left America back in 2016-ish, and she was installed, not voted in, but installed to an unelected position in Australian politics called the E-Safety Commissioner role. She frequently comes back to America because she holds both an American passport and an Australian one. Yes. Now then, let's read. Julie Inman Grant is Australia's e-safety commissioner. In this role, Julie leads the world's first government regulatory agency committed to keeping its citizens safer online. Julie has extensive experience in the nonprofit and government sectors and spent 2 decades working in senior public policy and safety roles in the tech industry at Microsoft, Twitter, and Adobe. The commissioner's career began in Washington, D.C., working in the U.S. Congress and the nonprofit sector before taking on a role at Microsoft. Julie's experience at Microsoft spanned 17 years, serving as one of the company's first and longest-standing government relations professionals, ultimately in the role of Global Director for Safety and Privacy Policy and Outreach. At Twitter, she set up and drove the company's policy, safety, and philanthropy programs across Australia, New Zealand, and Southeast Asia. As commissioner, Julie plays an important global role as the chair of the Child Dignity Alliance's Technical Working Group and as a board member of the We Protect Global Alliance. She was recently named one of Australia's most influential women by the Australian Financial Review and a leading Australian in foreign affairs by the Sydney Morning Herald. In 2020, critical year by the way, the World Economic Forum and Apolitical appointed the commissioner as one of the #Agile 50, the world's most influential leaders revolutionizing government. In 2021, Julie oversaw significant increases in the e-safety office's budget, increased staffing levels, and launched the Global Safety by Design initiative. As commissioner, she has led work to stand up novel and world-first regulatory regimes under the new Online Safety Act 2021, with implementation of sweeping new sets of reform. Beginning on the 23rd of January 2022, Commissioner Inman Grant was reappointed for a further 5-year term by the Australian government in January 2022. What the fuck did I just read? What is We Protect Global Alliance? What is all this shit? Well, we're going to get into it. Cult of personality, thank you for the tippy. Was this the censorship stuff you meant to talk about on Monday, or was it something else? Also headed off to work, y'all. Have fun stream. Bless. Yes, this is it. Why did I read all of this? Why did I read it indeed? Because, here's the Fosse website. Oh, I pulled this up instead. Whoopsies. Hang on. Julie Inman Grant. I gotta pull up the right thing. I forgot I went into something else because I got sidetracked in the beginning. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to pull this up because it's gonna be a doozy here. Where are we at? All right, where are these guys? I need to double check. Hang on. I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. It's going to be fine. All right, anyway, we'll just jump into this one first. All right. Here we go. Ooh. Fun fact, the CEO of the WEF is Norwegian and used to be Norwegian foreign minister. Oh, my. So this is the We Protect Global Alliance. What do they do? Online threats to children are evolving. Our global response must prioritize prevention. Oh, very cool, right? Who would ever stand up to somebody standing for children? Trust me, these people don't give a fuck about kids. So if we go to the member directory, they have 354 members. If you go through and you look at all these countries and businesses, it makes you fucking wonder, right? But guess who serves upon this board? Yikes. Julie Inman Grant. Yes, and where she goes, there is only pain. Oh, God. Julie Inman Grant is Australia's e-safety commissioner. All she does is expand trust and safety roles. But here's just her little blib, but it clearly shows that she's here. So now we can go through and look at all of the board members. Oh, dear. There's some names in here that are quite concerning that every single person should look at. Look at this. Global Head of Platform Safety, Snap, Child Safety. Guess what? There's also some crossover with Fosse. It's almost like it's just a big fucking club, eh? Samantha Wolf, In Hope. Oak Foundation. Let's see here. What else? Oh, we've got the United Arab Emirates here. That's part of it. That's interesting. We've got the Office of the E-Safety. Oh, no, that's Grant right there. I was like, what the hell's going on there? Safe Online. Like, these are all names, by the way, that need investigating. Yeah, look at this. UNICEF? Whoa! Child protection? You should just shut down. If I'm not mistaken, this is the UN organization, UNICEF, and they rape kids and women. Whoa, we got some more here. Holy shit. What the fuck is the Cambodian National Council of Children doing here? What the fuck? And of course, the UK looks very UK. Very, very ridiculous. So we've got this group, right? Well, what the fuck? What does that mean? Why do we have that when we also have the Family Online Safety Institute, where Julie Inman Grant is right here? She's right here. Isn't that crazy? Hang on, wasn't she mentioned? Oh, yeah. Here it is. This is the thing that I want to look up. So, she serves on France's Laboratory of Women's Rights Online. This is why France is making the move. This is what I wanted to open up. The Laboratory for Women's Rights Online. What the fuck does this mean, by the way? Shouldn't it just be everyone's rights online? Everybody, not that anybody has any right online. Like first, the whole thing of this is just an oxymoron, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Feminist diplomacy. Oh. Launched on International Women's Day, the Laboratory for Women's Rights Online, by the way, this is brand new, is an online platform for dialogue and an incubator for projects which aim to fight against online and technologically facilitated gender-based violence. Shut up! I fucking hate that phrase so much. Just stop. Just stop it. Oh, hi, what are you doing, husband? Why is the dog barking so much? Ah, good for you. Husband's taking them for a walk out in the sun because I can't do that. Anyway, it's an international platform for collaboration and dialogue, right? Well, so was Fosse. What the fuck? And so was this. We Protect Global Alliance. How many things does she need to be part of before you start to realize that this is just propaganda? Now, they've got themselves all kinds of posts because they have to publicize all the things that they do because that's what the virtue signalers do. So, you can go look this up, but the fact that you have the Australian e-safety commissioner influencing the global conglomerates of companies and also government, that should concern you. That should concern you. So this woman is fucking crazy, right? French foreign policy, feminist diplomacy, like the fact that there's a feminist diplomacy shit, this again should terrify you. So this is actually the reason why France is a shithole. Because they have shit like this and then they take women like Julie Inman Grant seriously. But of course, that's how you end up importing so many thieves, scammers, rapists, and murderers because of feminism. That's right. Feminism imports raping men to rape women. Real women, by the way. We're not talking about women, #TM, the movement, whatever. So... yes, sidetrack, totally not. I can't help it sometimes. I do. So that's why I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to bring her up. I wanted to bring up, just remind everybody this. And then, of course, exporting censorship, how GARM's advertising cartel helped corporations. You know what? Let me hang on. I'm just going to restart that. Exporting censorship. How GARM's advertising cartel helped corporations collude with foreign governments to silence American speech. Because that's what it's all about. It is all about shutting down the truth and American values. Because America, at the end of the day, stands for freedom. And governments don't really like that. That's why America gets held to a ridiculous standard. That's why leftists hope that you will feel shame at the most slight of failure. And we're not doing it anymore. We're not playing these fucking games. So this big, huge thing is definitely worth a good read. But it basically, and I've gone over this multiple times, I've shown this off. It basically shows proof and the emails that Julie Inman Grant sent to GARM, which, by the way, GARM was the international advertisement body that rebranded under Dentsu Global. That the GARM, they caved within 24 hours of Elon Musk suing them. They disbanded. That's why they had to rebrand. By the way, there's the lawsuit, I think, is still going on. I have no idea. I need to check. I hope that they didn't settle. I hope that there was no settlement. I haven't looked recently, though. The last time I looked was a few months ago. And then, so it rebranded under Dentsu Global, and it's doing the exact same thing, even though Jim Jordan brought them in and questioned them, and they claim, no, we're not. But anyway, so these were official emails sent from Julie Inman Grant, and there are some very patriotic Australians in politics, luckily, who are not completely devoid of humanity, and so they're pushing to have more of this stuff come out. But all this does is say that she praises proactive censorship, right? So this woman is now on multiple boards with multiple entertainment and communication companies. She has access to them, and she's pushing censorship. She's doing it at home. She's doing it in France. She's doing it in Australia. She's doing it everywhere she can. Everything that she is involved in pushes censorship. This bitch is crazy. Nobody named her influential because she's a good person. She was named influential by design thanks to the WEF. And that's it. So this is an evil fucking bitch. And I hope to God I can bait her into responding to me someday. That reminds me, the judge presiding over net corruption case just passed in an accident. Ooh. Uh-oh. I'll have to look into that. Why does Savvy's avatar have green eyes? Because I have green eyes! Julie should have been detained, but Obama said no, let her cook. Obama loves this bitch. Obama loves this bitch. Also, we had some stuff come out about Obama last night. Like, there's so much. There's no point in me talking about every little thing that happened. I try to keep it as focused as possible. That's why France's censorship ties into this, because we care about this bitch because she has ties to Collective Shout and she's uplifting their censorial bullshit. And of course, she wants to censor. Like, look at her. She looks fucking crazy. And it's the same picture everywhere. It's so disgusting. This is her techpolicy.press thing. So there's a couple things here. I actually need to still read these, but I'm going to summarize them and things like that. And I'll tell to you what bullshit she is spreading and when she tried to do it. Oh, man. Green, really, you guys are killing me with this. You guys are killing me with this shit. I swear to God. I swear to God. But there's more that we have to talk about. Can I? Oh, yeah, that does go into that. I can group them up there. There is so much more to talk about. On top of that, so we're going to talk about now the NGOs and the funding. Last night, this is a post from... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. This is this morning. It's technically last night. So this is when I first saw this. But finally, we're also naming names. That means there's fucking evidence that the government has finally had access to. And this is important. So the White House released names funding Antifa, protests, and violence in America. For those who didn't see this, I think this post is very, very, very important. We paid for our own protests with over $100 million laundered by Democrats. We found a network of NGOs. George Soros, the Open Society Network, Arabella Funding Network, the Tides Funding Network, Neville. Am I saying that right? I think that's Neville. Neville? I think it's Neville, right? Roy Singham and his network. Hans-Georg Weiss, a billionaire donor in Switzerland. Additional foreign cash. And Reid Hoffman, named by Trump. It's also big left-wing funders, some of them who are not citizens of this country. Mr. Hans-Georg Weiss, Hans. His name is Hans now in Switzerland. They're pouring money into the entire ecosystem. We've identified dozens of radical organizations, not just the decentralized Antifa organizations, but dozens of radical organizations that have received more than $100 million from the Riot Inc. investors. I think the most shocking thing is that we have found that more than $100 million in U.S. taxpayer funding has flowed into these funding networks.
Pouring money into that. This is not just a story about violence and chaos, as you alluded to, Mr. President. This is a money story. And at the Government Accountability Institute, my colleague and I, Peter Schweitzer and our team, we followed the money, and we followed it to the top of what we call the protest industrial complex, Riot Inc. And we found a network of NGOs. It's not just the Soros network, the Open Society network, it's other funding networks.
And they're just saying it now. It's amazing what happens when we just do things. Isn't it wonderful to just do things? Like when I see this, it genuinely motivates me to work harder in anything that I do, not just in research, but I mean like in my art. I feel like there's a purpose again. In fact, my faith in humanity has been restored, at least a small percentage. You guys know last year I was deeply black-pilled. Yeah, deeply. But this year, it's like it's all gone away. And I'm so happy. Son, thank you so much. Screw arresting them. Wet work. I actually don't know what that word means, and I hope I'm not saying anything bad. I'm assuming that means something like forced labor. I'm retarded. White-pilled savvy is my favorite. It means pew pew. Oh, well, that's different. I'm against assassinations, but mostly because I think that a much better option, and hear me out, solitary confinement, chained with your arms above your head, your legs spread wide, a tube inserted into your stomach so that way it can feed you, and a tube inserted into your ass to collect the feces. Blindfolded, forced to listen. Forced to listen to Hillary Clinton say over and over and over, it's Pokemon Go to the polls, for the rest of their meaningless existence. And it should be televised. Just a channel that has a live feed so that way people can always check in on their favorite commie bastards suffering. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty fucking good. I think I should be named the Justice Administrator of the world. We would have no crime globally if it were me. Savvy, is this in your fanfic? No, that's... We don't talk about the torture I write about in my fanfics. Oh. My Final Fantasy fanfics were pretty violent. I'm not gonna lie. I looked up a lot of really crazy shit back in the day. I was really into medieval torture. Like, it's really fucking cool what they did. I mean, we can, look, there's some old school techniques. We can, like, literally hang with the science today. We could actually open up a human being. We could extract all of their organs so that way they're visually outside of the human, but keep the person alive. Like, imagine, how cool would that be if your biology class, for an interactive look at anatomy, you just opened up some commie bastard who was committing crimes, right? Like, fucking imagine, you're looking at Soros's intestines. That's science, baby. That's science. Oh, man. Anyway.
The Arabella Funding Network, the Tides Funding Network, Neville Roy Singham and his network, Foreign Cash. And it's also big left-wing funders. Some of them are not citizens of this country. Mr. Hans-Jörg Wyss of Switzerland. They're pouring money into this entire ecosystem. And so I want to share 3 money facts with you about what we call Riot Inc. Number one, like any corporation, Riot Inc. has many divisions. It doesn't just have the Antifa boots on the ground division. It has PR divisions. It has marketing divisions. It has a very well-funded legal division to get these boots on the ground back on the streets as quickly as possible. but it does have those investors that I mentioned. Number two, we have identified dozens of radical organizations, not just the decentralized Antifa.
You stop that, son, but thank you. Soros will never do time. I don't know. He's old. It's his son now who's in charge, and his son is crazy. I don't know what'll happen. I actually don't know what will happen, but I'm here to find out.
Organizations, but dozens of radical organizations that have received more than $100 million from the Riot Inc. investors. These would be the lawyer groups. These would be the groups that advocate for calling good, honest Americans fascists, etc. And then three, I think the most shocking thing is that we have found that more than $100 million in U.S. taxpayer funding has flowed into these funding networks, including at least $4 million to these very groups themselves, not just...
Now, something I'd like to point out. So he's talking obviously about fraud and all of this violent stuff, but I just want to show you how fucked up our taxes are. And this is, hang on, it's easier for me to open up Paint. There's Paint. There we go. Paint's popped up. All right. So this is what they do. So we're gonna use the text button. Here we go. And we're gonna do this. So you have a liberal person gets, let's see here. How do I want to start this off? A liberal sociologist goes to liberal college, right? Liberal sociologist claims to be expert in X area, right? And so all they have to do is make a claim. So let's go ahead and say that, oh, we've got national security threats, right? So DHS will put out grants and fund certain groups to do research or doing certain missions or whatever. So DHS comes in and they say, hey, we need some experts on anti-terrorism, right? And so DHS will give you fat bucks if you claim that you're going to do something. And so what they'll do is they'll say, okay, well, I'm an expert in terrorism and right-wing extremism, right? So they put that in the little parentheses, and DHS says, okay, here's some money for you, right? So they're going to go over here. So now the next thing that happens then, we come up here. So they spend, two years, blah, 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 blah. They do all the work, and then they produce, let's just say they produce a booklet of information, right? And this booklet of information, I shouldn't even say book of bullshit, right? So we'll just call it that. What this consists of, self-reported, non-fact-checked data from local circles. This is what they do, by the way. Self-referencing notes. And on top of that, lies, right? But the government doesn't fucking care because the government is inefficient. So nobody goes and checks it. They just choose not to redo the contract, right? But this information still exists, and on top of that now, these sociologists, so now if we come in here, and then let's see here, can I transform all of this to make it smaller? I don't know how to use Paint. I use Photoshop. How the fuck do you use this app? Oh, selection tool, here we go. So now I should be able to, can I scale you? Oh, I can. Look at that. All right. So this was the initial. And you might be thinking, okay, well, the person clearly didn't achieve anything. Well, yes, they did. They got paid an insane amount of money from DHS, $669,000 for 2 years, by the way. This is a very specific example. But the fact now, they can put on their resume that they have worked with DHS, right? This is the sociologist, this is the retard sociologist's fucking resume. So sociologist can now claim they worked with DHS, bumps resume to look more serious, right? So it doesn't matter if it was a failed, it does not matter if it was a failed thing, if the thing was not renewed, it doesn't matter. All that matters is on paper, worked for DHS, got paid by DHS, respected by DHS, even if not respected, right? That information also which was taxpayer funded, now can go back to institutes. That book of bullshit and facts goes back to institutes like university to prove there is problem and expand coursework to get others into right-wing extremist areas of expertise. This is why no left-wing extremist expertises exist, right? Because they control everything. So this book then goes back to the universities and then is referenced and creates more retarded sociologists who then go do the same thing. Your tax dollars went to funding this bullshit. Your tax dollars go to the university. Your tax dollars go to the university that then produces more sociologists who do this bullshit and lie. On top of that, those words are then referenced by other fucking loser leftists to claim that there is a problem and that things need to change. Again, despite there being no actual factual evidence and everything being based off of self-reported claims from the most mentally ill of society. That is how your tax dollars get abused. All of it has to get shut down. You can't just shut down the Somali fraud. You have to export every fucking Somali and start over. You can't just turn off funding to Minnesota. You have to turn off all the funding to all the states for all of the programs. And then you have to terminate everyone. And then you have to start over. That's how you actually solve the problem. And it's unfortunate that the left has done this. If you go to DHS, you can still search all of these things. You can see what's being funded right now. You can see that losers from the gaming industry have been funded for an insane amount of tax dollars. So that way all of that then can get funneled into the IGDA to promote more commie bullshit, which is why people got mad when good games got successful and just released, quote unquote. That's what they were talking about with the indie etiquette. There's no fucking such thing. That is a commie propaganda bullshit pushed by the IDGA, which is a terrible group that take advantage of indies. IGDA. Is it IGDA or IDGA? There it is. Yeah, IGDA. We'll be bringing this back up here soon because guess what? They get fucking tax dollars. Northern Yama, thank you so much for the squiggly tipperoo, my Hazel Queen. Green. Yeah. So I'll be talking about this again soon because they're floundering, baby. On top of that, the left really doesn't like it when you have contracts with the military, and I'll be bringing up more leftist groups that have contracts with the fucking military. So I'm also going to see if I can get them canceled. Get the contracts canceled. I don't care if the people exist. But, you know, I just feel like it's my American duty to do this. But yes. Anyway, so that is that. That's the funding. That's the censorship. We did it. We talked about a lot of things here. Sort of. Oh no, that's the Sims things that you shouldn't know about. Oh no. I don't think I tweeted anything spicy recently. You guys like the new emergency broadcast thing? I just stole that image from Google. Here's me celebrating this though. Again, still one of the most important things that has happened in our lifetime. I'm so excited. Did I see how the Lunduke created a Chrome plugin that removes the donation crap on Wikipedia and shows how much money they make as well while those on the board? Oh, that's good to know. Good for them. Very good. Fuck Wikipedia. Fuck the commies. I'm feeling the patrioticness flowing through my veins, and I couldn't be happier. I just couldn't be happier. But that's really all I had today. I wanted to get this out of the way. I wanted to get that information out there. And I wanted to talk about Julian Mangren a little bit just because I didn't get to before. Why is Minneapolis and George Floyd trending? Breaking. Blackhawk spotted overhead near Minneapolis as the National Guard prepares for deployment. Huh? Small business owners in Minneapolis that survived George Floyd for watching the news. Wait, what? What's happening? The driver in Minneapolis swiped the ICE agent with her car. The video clearly shows it. Yeah, okay, we know about that. By the way, this is my stance on it. Don't fuck with ICE agents. You just kind of deserve to get shot if you're fucking with them. I'm honestly surprised more haven't been shot. In fact, the ones who have been blocking vehicles and banging on them, they should be shot. Point blank in the head. I don't care. Folks, this is the ICE agent that, okay, well, he's an American hero. Why, though, is this happening? Things are getting tense. Be careful, it's tough given the Minneapolis pretty much withdrawn. We're inching closer to anarchy out here. Oh yeah, Nick Sorter's still there. Fuck around, find out. Amen. Amen, baby. Amen. I'd like to see, are we really actually gonna, is this really gonna turn into something? Hold up, there's no way. There's no way dumb fuck is actually gonna try to claim like he's gonna deploy the fuck. Tim Walz, National Guard. There's no way. There's no way. News, I guess. ICE agents gave confusing orders before shooting. Nobody cares. National spotlight ends Tim Walz's career. Yeah, we know that. 4 hours ago. Why? There's no way. Minnesota National Guard. Let's see if we can find something. 5 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 30 minutes. The governor speaks after ICE just says he will stop at nothing to seek accountability. What does that mean? Let's see what he says. Governor Walz spoke to the media after a woman was fatally shot, which is a warning order for the Walz has said he was issuing a warning order for the Minnesota National Guard, meaning that they are on standby. Hold up. I'd like to just hear him say it. Yeah, let's put it on here. Let's put it on here.
Marylanders are locked out by the housing crisis. Our General Assembly has the power to unlock
Okay, well, apparently he said it. What a worthless website. Disable your ad blocker. How about you go fuck yourself? Tim Walz National Guard. Let's see if that'll pop up on a YouTube thing. Here we go. God, he looks like such a fucking clown. How did this guy ever get voted for?
Sensationalized operations are a threat to our public safety. That someone was going to get hurt. Just yesterday, I said exactly that. What we're seeing is the consequences of governance designed to generate fear, headlines, and conflict. It's governing by reality TV.
You are the reality TV, you fucking freak. You let Somalis commit mass fraud in your state. Shut the fuck up.
And today that recklessness cost someone their life. I've reached
that individual was being reckless and hit an officer with their car. Because officers don't know what somebody could do, they should put down the threat.
Reached out to Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, and I'm waiting to hear back. Let me be clear. Donald Trump and his administration may not care much about Minnesota. That's been pretty evident.
No, it's been made very evident that they care much more than you do because they care about exposing fraud, whereas you just want to hide it.
But we love this state.
You hate this state, and you hate people.
We won't let them tear us apart. We'll not turn against each other.
It's already been torn apart.
To Minnesotans, I say this. I feel your anger. I'm angry.
No.
They want a show. We can't give it to them. We cannot. If you protest and express your First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully as you always do.
As you always did. Shut the fuck up! Minnesota burned. It burned under fucking George Floyd riots. I was sitting there with my best friend at the time, and across our 10 monitors when she was living with me, we watched all these different angles of Minnesota burning. You're fucking insane. It was one of the most chilling, chaotic times that I had ever witnessed in my life. In fact, it was that moment where I didn't understand a single fucking thing And that's why I was like, oh, maybe I should go check out the BLM stuff to see what the deal is. After meeting with the BLM protests that got organized in DC when we dropped off water because I can't actually do anything because sun allergy, it was then I was very fucking puzzled. There was no leader of anything there. And then the woman that we did talk to, she was like the nicest, just down-to-earth individual, but she was just fucking lost. Like, she's just like, yeah, you know, these things are awful, and the black community has been struggling, and we just, you know, we don't really know where to turn to. And it's like, she never really said that she was BLM. She was just there to just protest. And she's just a normal person. She wasn't pushing propaganda. She's just a normal person. The people who push the propaganda, they don't go there. They don't go to these things. You can't find them anywhere. They sit under air conditioning and in cozy chairs, reaping the benefits of money and cash donations, while everyone else is put in harm's way to cause as much division as possible while completely ignoring the truth of things. My only regret is that I didn't see it sooner. It's really deeply embarrassing when I look back at how I was between 2014 and 2020. I'm glad that I fucking got out of it, and I'm glad that I'm no longer friends with certain people, and I'm glad that I didn't actually have more of an indoctrination at my university because it was still majority right-leaning. But holy fuck. Like, when I talk about weaponized compassion, that's also coming from, like, you know, a first-hand account of, like, feeling like my compassion was weaponized. It's why I won't express any anymore. I'm sooner more likely to say, okay, well, where's some evidence now? Oh, you know, that's a great claim. Don't care. I'm more likely to say that now than back then, because back then, you know, they just abused a person's ability to care, and that's wrong. So, like, I really fucking hate this shit. I hate this revisionism. And I hate being told that those things were peaceful, because I'll never forget the feeling that I had when I sat there watching it. That was chaos. That was hell. And the black-owned businesses of Minneapolis and St. Paul, they never recovered. Money was claimed by people who were not from the state. And it's so upsetting. So upsetting.
We can't give them what they want. The hearts and minds of the people in this state are on our side. To Americans, I ask you this. Please stand with Minneapolis.
No. I don't stand with you. I stand for the liberation of Minneapolis and Minnesota. And the day that you are arrested is a day that should be named a national holiday. The day that Somalis are also mass exported is a day that will be celebrated. And the day that we stop having mass fraud should also be a national holiday. Brianna, thank you so much for continuing your membership.
Our administration is going to stop at nothing
I hope
to
you and
seek
your loved ones are
accountability
well
and
as well.
justice. The State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension are working on the investigation. We have activated the State Emergency Operations Center. State Patrol and Minnesota National Guard leadership is connected with the Minneapolis Police Department, the St. Paul Police Department, Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, the DNR, and Minnesota's Homeland Security and Emergency Management. We have activated dozens of members of the State Patrol's mobile response team.
Why? This is a gross overreaction? That's fucking insane. This is actually... Why didn't he do this for the fraud? Why didn't he mobilize a fucking anti-fraud crew? But you're going to do this over one retard being shot who objectively deserved it? Fuck, man. Fuck. That's wild.
And from here on, I have a very simple message. We do not need any further help from the federal government.
How about we cut off all that federal money then? How about we just leave you to your own devices for 5 days and see what happens?
To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough. There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary.
Do it. Do it. Do it, bitch. I dare you. I fucking dare you.
Necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community. They're business.
Notice what he just said. Yahoo! Do you think Trump will address DDR5 shortages next? I have no idea, if I'm being honest. I don't know. It's hard to predict Trump sometimes. It really is. The U.S. Army National Guard is meant to defend the nation from all enemies, foreign and domestic. They swore that oath alongside us regular army, and you, Tampon Timmy, have been shown to be a detriment to your constituents. Isn't that the truth? On top of that, he slipped up real bad.
National Guard troops are our National Guard.
No, bitch. They're not yours. They're not beholden to you. What Maverick Marty just said is very true. That's some bullshit right there. That should freak every single person out. Also, love the Somali flag back there. Love it.
Troops.
Sarcasm,
they're teachers in your community. They're business owners. They're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community.
No, they're American. Bitch.
To be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update Minnesota as we get more information.
You went
now
way
I'd like
over.
to turn it over to Commissioner.
Benjamin! Thank you so much for the squiggly tipperoo. Happy New Year's, piss hands. Thanks. You too. Hope your ships have a great smacks. Thank you. You're saying right now, wish I could elucidate to people? Thank you. Holy shit. But them who ain't got the ears to listen don't be having the eyes to look either, it seems. Damn. That's hot. That's hot. Good use of vocabulary. Holy fuck. That's some good shit right there.
Commissioner Bob Jacobson of the Minnesota Department of Public Safety.
Okay, that's it. That's all we care about. All I wanted to hear was his bit. I don't care what Baldy has to say. Well, things are going to get spicy, everybody. Ooh. Now, this is get retweet if you support Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey against... No, I don't. No. Let's hear what's Aslan say.
Maybe they shouldn't be in front of the car. The thing is that you're never going to convince these people that it's not, okay? Like, it doesn't matter. The only thing you have to do is crush them. You crush them completely. You never go, like, after you say, basically after you run one of them over, right? Or you shoot one of them for trying to run you over, then you victory lap around it and you send in more people and you do it even more.
Do it to all of them. I swear to God, these ICE protests would end if they stopped being pussies. It's like, we've got our first one. He's right. We've got the first one. Somebody fucked around and found out. When you stand in front of a moving vehicle in the road, you are no longer peacefully protesting. You are committing a crime. People have been held hostage by this. The only thing you do to somebody who takes you hostage is you execute the right to defend yourself and you get out by any and all means necessary. And if that means driving over their still breathing bodies, you do it unapologetically. You put that fucker into gear number 3 and you ride into the sunset. You achieve your freedom. If my vehicle were surrounded, I would unapologetically slam on the gas, back up, and then slam on the gas again. Because I need to get home to the people that I love. And nothing will stop me from doing it. Luckily, I don't leave the house. So these things will never happen to me. Granted, never say never because I am driving up to Canada and who the fuck knows what's going on. Oh, judge says we shouldn't use National Guard, turning down Trump's offer to help, yet now you expect them to help you with Trump, basically. Yeah, exactly. That's not fucking crazy. Oh, man. Well, that's a flashbang and a half to join stream, too. Don't you drive a Honda? I do drive a Honda, a very large Honda, a very large Pilot Honda that unfortunately does not have a stick shift. Instead, it has buttons. So you can't do the dramatic gear shifting because it's just a button push, and that upsets me. If you see Savvy behind the wheel, run. Just don't hold me hostage. Just don't do it. And it won't be a problem. If I'm driving. If I'm driving. Oh boy. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy.
That's the only solution. That you're never going to win these people over. You're never going to explain it to them. You're never going to be like, oh, well, why won't you see my point of view? Because they don't want to. Why not just shoot the tires? So that way you make the car unsafe and some other innocent bystander can get hurt indiscriminately because the person didn't follow the law? Nah, bro, you shoot them right in the fucking face. They said to stop the car. They said not to do this. They said to get out. And she's walking around, driving around. What are you talking about? Absolutely.
Amen, brother. Amen. God, I've said some stupid... See, I think back to some of the dumb fucking shit that I've said. And the thing that actually hurts me most is even something that I said to my father. We're going to have a little topical moment here. So back during the peak of all of the crises and the weaponization of compassion, I unfortunately said, it looks like most cops are pretty disgusting. And my father, a former officer, looked at me and said, what the fuck? And so we had a great big old long talk, and he showed me some of the shit, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, I'm so sorry. But to this day, that statement haunts me. And I think about this every time that I look at an officer having to make a hard choice. And I sit there and I almost want to cry. How could I have said something like that? God, I'm so glad I have a father who loves me, right? I'm so fucking glad. But all of my opinions, what few I had on the matter back then, were all based off of headlines and out of context things. People know nothing about what cops go through daily? Yes. And it's actually twice as heartbreaking because it's like, while my father was a cop, you know, my mother used to be, she used to wonder if he would come home some nights. My father did some incredible things. He was a wonderful cop, and then he got upset because he realized that there was a cap on how much money he could make, and he didn't like that. So he went to university and he rode the computer science wave, and he made the money, and now computer science won't be worth anything. But goddamn, he did what he did. Strong father figure, radicalized Madam Savvy. So what's interesting is my father has gone through a big transformation too. He hasn't always been staunchly Republican, but he liked a lot of the Republican ideas. Unfortunately, they failed him, right? And so he was kind of all over the place. And I remember in 2016, we were talking about Trump. Now, I don't like politicians. And so, you know, I acknowledged Trump was funny, but you know, I hated the debates, everything. I would just want to laugh, right? I wanted to vote for whoever had the most laughter, whatever caused the most anarchy, whatever. I was a very strange individual. But my father, he wasn't a fan of Trump, right? He didn't really give a shit, but he wasn't looking into things either. And so a lot of my opinions and my lack of loyalty towards anything actually stemmed from him. And it wasn't until much later on that he got really into Trump, and then I got really into him, obviously, after that, after 2020. But, you know, one of the big things that really upset me, and something that Trump still does to this day that upsets me, but he'll never do anything different, but this really isn't that big of a problem, is just the handling of COVID, right? So I was very angry with the handling of it, and because Trump touts, you know, the vaccine still, it's like, fuck. But he technically can't because he was the one who authorized it and, you know, wants to take credit for that. But all of that stuff was all bipartisan. And so obviously once I figured that out, all of my anger actually went to Nancy Pelosi and Elizabeth Warren. Oh yeah, I found out something was bipartisan. So then I attacked Elizabeth Warren harder. But that's basically how it was. How old are you? Right now, I am 34 years old. Yep, I'm an old piece of shit. So that means in my 20s as a grown-ass individual, I was saying dumb shit still. But luckily, it was verbally beat out of me with logic and facts. Thank fuck. Trump gave choice, the Dems forced you. Basically, yeah, basically. Your dad sounds like the typical boomer, too obsessed with tradition, but also a conformist with how he handled the COVID thing. Yeah, so actually, one of the big things, too, so we got into a big argument over this. When it came to COVID, I was keeping up with news about the vaccine because I was terrified to get the vaccine. I react to normal vaccines, right? I have issues with them. I'm hyper medically sensitive. This wasn't just me claiming like, oh, the vaccine doesn't work. I was scared for long-term effects. That is something as a biologist, that was ingrained in me. That's a form of true science that I really do care about because I was already learning at that point medications that I had taken were given to me because they found out that those medications didn't serve the purpose that they initially needed to. So just to give you the full context, holy shit, this is going to turn into one hell of a tangent. So I have been on 2 medications that are both types of antidepressants that were wildly popular in the 70s and 80s. They found out that it's not actually that great as an antidepressant, but the other effects that these pills and one other pill in the family actually help the body in different ways. But at the end of the day, they still function as an antidepressant. So this is the tricyclic acid family. I am one of few people. So there's a small percentage of people who have the sun allergy. And then there's an even smaller, like I'm talking like maybe hundreds of people in this world who have taken both of the pills that I was given. And so a bunch of scientists and doctors were super excited about that. And so when I was trying to find a specialist with a sun allergy, he was more interested in what the pill would do to me versus how would the pill actually help me. Anyway, so because I had that experience with 2 pills up until up to that point, I knew that the long-term studies would prove probably to be something similar because anything made hastily is going to have problems. And so I didn't want the vaccine, but I was also for the concept of a vaccine, right? So my parents got the vaccines first. I wanted to hold out. Then my husband needed to go to Germany to see his family. And unfortunately, instead of just creating a fake vaccine card, which I should have done, and I regret this all the time, he ended up going and getting vaccinated. And then he said, well, you should come with me because this might be the last time that that family that we might have the opportunity for you to meet my grandfather, which that's who he's very close to. His grandfather was nearing death's door at the time, unfortunately. And so I only got vaccinated because I was going to have to go with him. And then on top of that, if I didn't get vaccinated, then he had to do like extra quarantining or whatever. And so we had to prove that. And so I was very upset. I actually did react to it. And then the long term, unfortunately, my dad and I have both developed tinnitus. My dad has it worse than I do. And then I've had worse vertigo since it's happened. But anyway, the point being, I was all over the place, but I tried to gaslight myself and say like, okay, like this is a good thing. It's going to help. Why would scientists lie? The minute that some of the studies were getting deleted, I knew something was wrong, but I didn't listen to myself. And my dad to this day too, he will come back and say sometimes you were right. And like that is so fucking rare. So fucking rare in my family. And so my dad heavily regrets pushing the vaccine. I regret taking it. He regrets taking it. We can only hope and pray, but we were just trying to do the right thing, So it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I still would defend the original meaning of liberal, and we can discuss the cultural vulnerabilities, but yeah. Oh, you guys are having your own conversation there. But yeah, basically. But yeah, so anybody who doesn't have the vaccine, congratulations, good for you. I regret it. I think we have 2 doses. My parents have 3. My mom has more. My mom's perfectly fine, thank God. It's very rare for a parent to admit that they're wrong. Yeah. And I was really pushing for like the vaccine to just be held out against. But the thing that I did in place of that then was we never left the house. Now they were spooking everybody with, the if you have medical conditions, COVID will probably kill you, basically kind of thing, right? They weren't saying the truth, which was if you're a fat sack of shit with pre-existing conditions, that's the only time that you'll have problems. And so my husband and I almost never left the house. We missed out on weddings just like other people. You know, we missed out on family passing. We missed out on, you know, family events. Our wedding was just in the living room, which, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that it happened, but we got forced into it, and I didn't want to wait. I wanted to be legally married to my husband. I wanted to be legally married to him the day that I met him, but I didn't want to scare him off, so I didn't say that. But so, you know, we both quietly waited. And then it just kind of happened one day while I was staring into the abyss of the fridge. And I was just like, we should just get married. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, you kind of ruined it. You ruined me proposing to you romantically. And I'm like, well, I mean, we're pandemic. Fuck it, right? I was unfortunately dragged into getting the vaccine too. And now I'm too worried about the long-term effects, especially after I wound up getting COVID after I got it and a booster. Yeah. Yep. My cousin's wife did that. Oh, man. I'm a fat sack of shit. No, don't say that. No, you're not. You're fine. You're skinny. Yeah, I would never forgive anyone who did that to me and my loved ones. Yeah. So, so that's where a lot of my anger with Trump actually came from. I didn't really care before COVID, but COVID got me into it. And so, you know, it's a tragic time. But it is, and I do regret some of the things that I said around COVID. But at the end of the day, you live and learn. That's it. I wish Trump would be able to say, like, look, I got bamboozled, because I firmly believe he was bamboozled. I don't blame him. I just wish he would say, look, I got bamboozled. That's it. As a service member, I got the J&J. Whoo! Ooh, I knew not to get that one. They're being heavily sued, by the way. I'm in a class action lawsuit against them. They're actually most likely the reason. Their baby powder is most likely the reason why I had precancerous polyps in my colon. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Why are we advertising other people's streams? That's kind of weird. I'm a fat sack of shit, and I got COVID, and it was a bad cough and a sore throat. I just drank it till it went away. Hell yeah. Yeah, I found out that COVID really wasn't too bad. I don't know. So now I have never once tested positive for COVID. No test from the stupid home kits or the doctor one has ever come back positive, but yet I've had multiple times the symptoms of COVID. It's crazy. So they're just unreliable. And then my mother's still like, she's like, oh, I got you a free test kit. I'm like, why? They don't work. They don't fucking work. Seems so far away now. It does, doesn't it? It does. But I look back on it and I just reflect, like, you know, my handling of it could have been better. But the flip to that, and the reason why I both simultaneously cared and didn't care, is because I'm a hermit. I liked the idea of just sitting there and drawing all day and nobody expecting me to leave the house. I really liked that. But after so long, even I was going stir crazy. Even a hermit needs a change of scenery, but that change of scenery came with nature, not with humans and human things. So it also helped me break my FOMO. That was cool, actually. I used to hate the idea of missing out on conventions and seeing certain people. One part of it was all my friends are international. I don't really have local friends. But the other part of it was like, oh, feeling like I have to do business. And I'm like, well, it never did anything for me. And nobody fucking now who goes is actually doing any business. All the business is done online, which is nice. So FOMO is a hard addiction to kick. Yeah, and now it's like I look back on that and I'm like, damn, I was stupid. But I did have fun. I don't regret it. Like, I didn't go and then just nothing happened. Like, oh, great things happened every time I went. But at the end of the day, like, what the fuck's the point? All my friends live in Narnia or some shit. Dude, when you move as much as I do, that's what happens, all right? Yeah. I moved a lot. My besties moved. I moved. Everybody moved. Honor Sharp, thank you so much for the tippy. Dang it, late tax again. Still, I only missed most of the stream. Bless you. It's a doozy today. I missed the start. What's the emergency? You'll have to go back and watch it. Actually, we'll be ending on the start screen, so that's what the emergency is. I don't know, COVID was honestly back when Super Smash Bros. Was still that massive wave on the biggest stage ever. Bless. Oh, man. Oh, man. All my friends live in Narnia, too. The locals are very woke. It's not that the locals are woke or anything. It's just like the local, like people are nice here. Like I talk to people, I know people, but I don't go out of my way to hang out with anybody just because it's like this is something that I've had to explain to my husband because he feels bad. And he tries to set up play dates with me and his friends' wives. And I'm like, look, they're all really nice people. They're super nice and wholesome for the most part, even though most of the women you've introduced me to have now actually left the men that are your friends. But, you know, we're going to ignore that part. It's just this is going to come off so fucking bad. This is going to come off so fucking bad. And like, I'm not like other girls, but I'm weird. I'm an anomaly. I'm fucking strange. I don't want to hide it anymore. I don't care about faking pleasantries with people on substanceless topics. I don't want to talk about the fucking weather. I don't want to talk about Grey's fucking Anatomy. I don't want to talk about the latest reality TV. I don't give a fuck about that. I want to talk about weird, dumb shit. I want to talk about anime and video games. And I don't want to hide the fact that I'm obsessed with fucking BL and Yuri and hentai and all of those things. All of those things are antithesis to the women that my husband keeps introducing me to. People still watch TV? Yes! I hate it! I just don't want to pretend anymore. I did it so much in high school and like pretending to be nice to people like you're never gonna see. I don't do it. Yeah, I'm a filthy Fujo. I need Fujo friends. I need art friends. Like that's who I'm gonna bond with for a lifetime. You know, I'm not gonna bond with Susan who just wants to watch Grey's Anatomy. Like maybe, you know, if I can go to like farmers markets with them, like I did with one girl for a little while. But then it's like I have to get up and I have to leave my computer and RimWorld, and it's like, well, I can't talk to her about anime. I can't talk to her about the latest ongoings. I can't just bring up the way that space is being redefined. I can't bring up anything that I like with these people. I can talk about the things they like, no problem, but I just feel like I can't talk about my stuff. And that's okay. Like I said, they're nice, wonderful people. Whatever. I just want to be weird, you know? I just want to be fucking weird. Come to Georgia, we have D&D anime gamers. Fuck yeah. And like, I'm fine with it too. It's not a complaint. Space is being redefined. Holy shit, dude. Everything that we thought we knew about space has completely changed in like the last 5 years alone. They're constantly making discoveries and scientists are finally admitting, yeah, you know what? Maybe things didn't happen the way that we initially thought in the Big Bang, the way that you were taught it back in the 80s and 90s. That is so fucking rejected now. Holy shit. It's amazing. It's so cool. I love that stuff. I love learning. And I don't really learn from these women. Space has gotten very interesting. It has. It turns out space is actually more like full. Yeah, it's full with stuff that we can't see. And I think that that's so fascinating. Getting up and leaving can be cool, but I feel paranoid when going outside in public. For some reason, I worry about them being more hostile. I don't worry about hostilities. I don't really worry about that. I don't really worry. I just don't want to do things, you know? When the going gets weird, the weird get going. Yes. Oh, man. Jesus Davila, hello. We as humans will always know 0.000% of everything. Exactly. Black pill Jesus. Oh God, that's a username. I've learned not to date any woman that can name more than 3 Kardashians. True. Do I know more than 3? No, Caitlyn Jenner. That's who I'm thinking of. Who the fuck is Jenner and why do I always associate Jenner with... No, isn't there a Caitlyn Kardashian? I don't know. There's Kim Kardashian. I know she has a sister. Oh my God, I actually can't name them. Kylie Jenner. That's who I'm thinking of. I always mess up Caitlyn and Kylie, even though isn't Caitlyn Jenner the guy? actually genuinely cannot name them. I thought that I could, and I was going to be upset with myself, but I genuinely can't. There's another one. Isn't it usually, who's the mother? So savvy. Does the universe have a university or not? I don't know. I mean, I would assume so. Everything's got to have a warm, creamy center. Caitlyn Jenner was Kris Jenner's husband back when he ID'd himself as Bruce. Why am I associating him with the Kardashians then? Wait, it's Kim, not Kate? Is there a Kate? No, there's a Kim. Is her name Kim or Kimberly? The mother is Kris Jenner. That's why. Wait, no. Is Kim Kardashian's mother Kris Jenner? Who is Kim Kardashian's mother? Okay. What? Wait. Yes? Hold up. Where did the Kardashian last name come from? Kris Jenner is the mother of Kim Kardashian. Why is her name Kim Kardashian if she married... She didn't marry Diddy. She married the other one. The crazy one. Kanye. Kanye doesn't have a last name. Wait, Kim was the hoe who slept with Kanye. Kris and Bruce are the parents. So why does Kim have a Kardashian last name? Different father. Who the fuck is Kim's real father? Who is Kim Kardashian's father? Robert Kardashian. Who the fuck is this guy? Was an American attorney and businessman. He gained national recognition as... Why did this bitch become famous? I'm losing brain cells. Anyway. How is Kanye? Kanye's involved because he has a child. Yeah. He has a child with Kim Kardashian, but Kim Kardashian is ruining her children. Holy shit. Yeah, if you could have seen my face, it would have been the comical mouth open, what the fuck. Honor Sharp, thank you so much for the tippy. The more important question is, Savvy, why the hell we give a dang who is what in the Cardi Jenner lineup? Well, because I was attempting to I was attempting to own myself. I was like, oh, haha, you know, I should know these names, right? I've seen enough stupid pop culture references to know the Kardashians. It turns out I don't. So that actually makes the statement very true. The only women worth marrying are ones who don't know more than one Kardashian. Isn't that fascinating? I think that that's funny. They are famous for being famous, but like fucking why? Well, we're sort of making fun of it, so it's not so bad. But Big Bang is an event. As an event, it's still true. Yes. Yeah. They redefined the Big Bang, though. And I think the redefined version of it is truly fascinating and makes way more sense. She slept with Kanye, and their sex tape was leaked, I think. That's why she's famous? Oh, so she posted it herself. I don't even hecking like Kanye. Wamboo. Sometimes I just read things and I just hope for the best that they're not anything bad. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I always think of the Star Trek people. Yes, I do too. The first tape was Ray J. Who the fuck is Ray J? You know what? We're not going to get into this. I fucking hate pop culture so much. I hate that shit so much. The dumpster fire stuff. Who the fuck is Ray J? I mean, when I think of O.J. Simpson, I actually picture Bill Cosby. Not because I don't know who's who, but because I don't care enough to know the differences between them, and they all just kind of blur together. Yeah, it's brain rot at this point? Yes. Don't dig a deeper hole? I don't care. I don't care. The Kardashians have no honor. Worf! Truer words have never been said. If you want to find out something really disgusting, look up Ray J and Nickelodeon, and then you'll get the whole... Jesus Christ. You know what? You've said enough, and that is not a can of worms that I want to look into. Honor Sharp, thank you so much for the tippy. For the record, the Kardashians are famous because they hung around the rich and famous stars in LA until they became important enough locally for the LA... Oh, wait! Okay, I remember this. There was a big discussion... Holy shit, this is going to be the biggest brain rot ever. Paris Hilton is a sweetheart. Kim Kardashian clung on to her. I remember that. And then that's one of the reasons why Nicole Richie got upset too. Nicole had her own problems, but Kim kept leeching off of Paris. Wasn't Kim like her assistant for a little while? I remember. Okay, I don't care anymore. God bless Paris Hilton. God bless her. That's a national treasure. We'll do a little up review here and see if there's anything new from Minneapolis, but I don't think that there will be. But new. 6 hours ago. That's not really new anymore. When you get your driver's license at the Oh no! All right, we're gonna leave that meme there. Ooh, the Quality Leering Center. Do not get your driver's license from there. Fuck them. Fuck them all, man. On that note, it has been a glorious hour and 40 minutes with you all. Thank you so much for your love, kindness, and generosity, and most importantly, your time. To the individual, because this didn't get posted on my Twitter, and I didn't see it when it happened. There was a very generous individual who went to my Throne. I don't fucking know what the Throne is. It throne.com/Madam Savvy? Yes. So there was a very generous individual who bought one of these. Oh, you can't see the other one. One of these, the Wanderer version of it. The alert didn't go through. I didn't see it. I did tweet about it last night, but I hope if the individual is watching or watches this eventually, hopefully they see this. I can't, for whatever reason, send a message to them, but thank you very much. I have since corrected the notification thing. So now I will get them again by post. The only way that I know if somebody's done something on Throne is if it gets posted to my feed on X, because I don't check email. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for that. I feel really bad for not saying anything sooner. I hate coming off as unappreciative or unnoticing. But yeah, so thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. It's going to take a very long time to get here because it's coming from China. So we'll see. Pray for the little kitty. I'm going to end stream now with our starting screen and the ending song that I just created today. I had a lot of fun writing it, so I hope that you enjoy it. And thank you all for being here. And I will see you guys all possibly again very soon. Otherwise, every single Monday from here on out, baby, I'm in your 404 slot. Bye-bye, friends.
They appeared one day like ghouls in tailored suits. Blackstone leading the pack, cash burning holes, scooping neighborhoods whole, block by block, turning picket fences into profit scrolls. Families bidding tears against their billions, dreams deferred while rents climb the walls, homes hoarded like chips in house-rigged poker, leaving us scraping for crumbs in the holes. Oh, the asset managers finally get fucked in the ass. No more buying our houses, no more stealing the grass. Wall Street's feast is over, the banquet's crashed. Fucked in the ass, fucked at last. I hate Blackstone. Endless wealth given by progressive institutes, transactions signed in blood. Hypocrisy's golden child. They claim to care about the poor and homeless, but it was fraud all along, and the crimes are being filed. Our sweetest president has once again proven true. His heart is pure, protecting those the Democrats used. May his name go down in history as the most noble. No longer must we, the people, be abused. Oh, the asset managers finally get fucked in the ass. No more buying our houses, no more stealing the grass. Wall Street's feast is over, the banquet's crashed. Fucked in the ass, fucked at last.
I hate Blackstone. I really fucking hate Blackstone.
Oh, the asset managers finally get fucked in the ass. No more buying our houses, no more stealing the grass.